Your Royal Highness Prince Charles. Let's how will we start this? Uh, well, if you're ever in a jam, here I am, bum 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 bum. And if they ever cook your goose, turn me loose. And if you ever get so happy it lands in jail, I'm your bail. It's friendship, friendship, just a perfect blendship. When other friendships have been forgotten, ours will still be it. A da 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 chuck chuck chuck. Let's talk about global warming and about what on earth is going on all over the world, and very difficult, actually, one of the people who trained me in the Western Infirmary, Professor Donald, he pioneered the ultrasound, and that was my first ward. And again, Sister Rose was in charge, and he insisted that the ultrasound was over at the Queen Mother's, and that the juniors would go over, and he explained everything to me, and I went over with the patient, and I was upset because I thought that he's saying all this in front of the patient, but she was quite happy to assist in helping me understand what was happening, and he said that your children are parasites from conception to the grave. Listen, there's nothing truer. There's nothing absolutely truer. We're all the same. We're all Jock Tamson's bairns in that respect. But as far as global warming is concerned, we need to be careful because you can't actually put a band-aid on a system in America and here, both flawed in different ways, and it won't do to just put a band-aid on it. Well, as far as who's in charge of the world and all these people that, they think they're in charge, right, but as I say, we know who is in charge, and that's important. I get myself discombobulated when people that, I like them, I like watching the programmes where they see something very old and they restore it and that. Then they have to have this wee chip in there because you're just a target to them, And this one is a wee Welsh guy, and he keeps on putting that in, And I feel like saying to him, look, see with all the stramash that's going on just now, let's just have a talk about republicanism, right? And about, so if they're going away, anyway, that's my mission. I've got to get everything down the way that my mother taught me. My mother taught me that. And people don't know that. And today they're not even getting proper history. Anyway, don't let me get started on that stuff. But global warming, and there's wee Greta, and I saw that you had seen her, but the thing is, then I found out that she actually threatened her parents that she was going to commit suicide by not eating unless they did what she wanted, and that was it. And so both of them caved in and did that, and they allowed her to do it. But she obviously had backing, so what actually did she achieve? Bloody chaos. And who loves that? Except the politicians, right? So they need to understand about that one. They need to. All the other things that, Black Lives Matter but what about white lives too, And then there's the business of all the things that are going on, and everybody is in despair about what's happening with the world. But we actually know what's happening. But I would say to you, sir, that I'm keeping an eye on everything, and I would say our best bet are the Sea Shepherds, because they're getting convictions. They're doing what they have to do, and this is it. If people would just do what we know is not right, then what on earth is stopping everything? Of course, it's money. Ha ha ha. Oh, um, so that's really it. The other thing is, in the respect for women, and what happened, was it the pill or whatever, and respect for life, um, and this austerity, crikey, what happens to the poor little babies that are just lying in toilets? Who cares about these people? Well, certainly not the big moguls. And in austerity, they make money, and we end up dead. Um, uh, as they say in Glasgow, it's no fair, isn't it? No, isn't it? No. But my mother used to say, "Who on earth told you that the world was fair? It is certainly not. It is very violent, and you've got to be vigilant at all times." So, as I say, that one, what did your granny do? This is how bad things have got to, sir. This is how bad that we'll need to go all the way back and all the way back again and pick up the flaming baby that we flung out with the bloody bathwater. Miss Florence Nightingale, for one. Friend of the prisoners, number 2. And the NHS, see if I hear them speak about the NHS one more time, when I know and you know and everybody that's got a brain knows that it was stolen by Nye Bevan. Oh, absolutely. Because I started working in the Western Infirmary, and we went to Knightswood and the land there, and there was a place there that they did the autoclave, etc. And the food was done in the kitchens of the hospital. And there was nothing wrong with the design of the hospital. Nothing wrong. And actually my daughter designs hospitals. And so she knows. And she knows that Miss Nightingale had planned everything in the air coming in and the wind. The only problem was when they got rid of the fireplace, because when they did that, there was no draft going through, taking the foul air out. Anyway, we've got to go back to that. Absolutely. We've got to go back to the fact that in America, if you wanted to get married, you had to go and get your blood test and things checked out, etc. But what's happening here with midwifery? And I don't see any nurse or any doctor that I know that I think is my peer. And this is what has happened to me in the years that have gone on, that I've just have to say to myself, Jean, there are no peers. And it was something that I saw on Doc Martin, and she said to him, "See, you thought you were going to get struck off, and because of the blood thing and that, and that guy came in, and you're the only one that knew, and he had to be operated on right away, and there you are, your peers." And he rounded on her, and he said, "Sir Louise, these people are not my peers," and that's how I feel about everything. So, I don't think that's a burden. Not really, no. Oh, listen, happiest days of my life, nursing. And today it's still the same. It's even worse. So what about all of these? We go back and your granny. What did your granny do in times of menstruation? And religiously, what were the rules and regulations about that? And as far as young girls are, and I call them broken biscuits, but it's too late to wait for care programs, and one thing we don't want is oh crikey, don't get me started on it, but anyway, we need to say to people, well, you can't have it one way and not the other, because any spot of trouble anywhere in the world, and the police will tell you you're looking for a woman. You're looking for somebody that's playing somebody off against somebody else. And it's actually easier for a woman to have sex than it is for men. You know, they've got to go here and there. So, you know, there's you can't just not deal with the inequality and the fact that there's people being inappropriate in workplaces. So we've got to get the legals on everything. We've got to show a light on everything so that people understand. And the other thing is that you know, it says in the Bible that judge not that you be not judged, and that's just it. And the other thing is that if you're looking for peace all over the world, it's to respect other nations with your heart. You know, that's the way towards world peace. And you respect their borders. And as I say, if I go to Abu Dhabi and I feel I want a drink and I have a drink and I end up in jail, well, hell, scud it all the way home to me. What on earth was I doing there drinking in a land where that's against the law? So, anyway, I thought I would finish with that because I think it is the most important. And, you know, be careful out there. Be careful. But, remember to, yeah. And if you ever get so happy you lands in jail, I'm your bail. It's friendship, friendship, just a perfect friendship. When other friendships have been forget, ours will still be it. Chug, chug, chug. Love you and admire you. And and you too, Camilla. And Diana, what a great gift she was to the world and to all of us. And we're all fallible people. You know, we're all fallible. I'm signing off now. So I'll go back.